Hey there, Agile Adventurer. Just a quick question. What if, for the price of a fancy coffee or half a pizza, you could unlock over 700 hours of the best Agile content on the planet? That's audio, video, e-courses, books, presentations, all that you can think of. But you can also join live calls with world-class practitioners and hang out in a flame war-free and AI slop-clean Slack with the sharpest minds in the game. Oh, and yes, you get direct access to me, Vasco, your Scrum Master Toolbox podcast. No, this is not a drill. It's the Scrum Master Toolbox membership. And it's your unfair advantage in the Agile world. So if you want to know more, go check out scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. That's scrummastertoolbox.org/membership. And check out all the goodies we have for you. Do it now. But if you're not doing it now, let's listen to the podcast. Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Success Thursday, the big question of the week. This week with Joelle Tegwen. Hey, Joelle, welcome back.
Thanks, Vasco. It's great to be here.
So Thursday is, of course, Success Day here on the podcast. And before we jump into that, though, we also want to hear, Joelle, what's your favorite retrospective format and why?
So as a consultant, I'm often coming in new for a team and trying to understand where they're at. And so my favorite retrospective in that situation is the Sailboat Retrospective. It really helps. Well, for those who don't know, the team is the sailboat, and you have the wind at their sails and the things that are going well for them. You have the anchor, the things holding them back. You have like the rocks in the water in front of them where they see the possible coming. And then you have paradise, someplace they're trying to go. And the team, populates what all those things are. And it really helps me get a good sense for where a team is at very quickly. And it creates a space for identifying a change that the team can make early on. And so it really helps me ground in the situation, in the team and around the team, right out of the gate, so that I'm not trying to play catch up for months and months. Because as a consultant, I don't usually have that luxury.
Yeah, and it's all about getting up and running quickly, right? To get the team to open up these metaphor-style retrospectives, allow the teams to tap into thoughts and experiences that they would not, if they engage their logical thinking, usually tap into. So it's really powerful in terms of bringing up topics that would otherwise perhaps remain under the surface, right?
And it also helps me know what to not change. So if they see something as a strength, then I need to make sure that I'm not running counter to that.
That's a great point, by the way, right? Like, don't change the things that the team already thinks are working. Focus on the things they think are not working and help them figure out what to do instead.
That's right.
Of course, we do these retrospectives because we want to help teams be successful, and we want to succeed as Scrum Masters and Agile coaches ourselves. So when you think about the Scrum Master role, and when you go in and help teams and help organizations, how do you define success for yourself as a Scrum Master, Joelle?
So there's three things that I think are essential in a team. And the first is psychological safety. There has been a lot of research done. Amy Edmondson had that great TED Talk where she introduced the concept of psychological safety, and she's since gone on to make a lot of talk about that. And Google's Project Aristotle, like that was the one thing they found was the most important thing in an effective team was psychological safety, that ability to have conflict. And so if I can help a team move to a place where they can't have conflict, or they can't challenge each other, and I can move them to a place where they can have those open conversations, that healthy conflict. I know that that's my first measure of success. Increased collaboration. So a lot teams where they have like a person is like a story is for a particular person, and only that story is worked on by that person, and then it's handed off to another person. If I can get a team to the place where it's like, oh no, we're all working on this story together, and we're trying to figure out how to solve these problems together. So that's the second one. And then the third one is cross-skilling or role blurring. And that's what I talked about yesterday. It's like, okay, how can we increase the level of skills across the team so that more people can do work? And I incentivize this by saying everyone should be able to go on vacation and leave their laptop at home and shut off their notifications for work on their phone. We all deserve that vacation, and you get that vacation by cross-skilling, that there are other people that can take that work while you're gone.
So psychological safety, the level of collaboration, and then cross-skilling.
Yes.
So when you think about these three, how do you keep yourself accountable to yourself as a Scrum Master, right? Like how do you make sure that you really are making progress in those three fronts when you come in new to a team and then start working on them?
Well, so the first thing to do is to understand, you first have to start with where are they at? And that's how that Sailboat retrospective helps. To understand where a team is in terms of these things. And then, generally on a team, I'll usually pick one as like my primary goal. So in yesterday's case, it was the cross-skilling. That was really important. And then a secondary one was psychological safety. So it was the people who lived in India, they would not challenge as often. And so there was a lot of relationship building on my part, just encouraging them to challenge me and that it was okay, and telling them, and that was a kind of a sub piece of help it, like a sub goal was increasing that psychological safety, that they felt like they could speak up, that they could offer their opinions. That they didn't have to only wait for the leader to speak or the one who was most knowledgeable, that we wanted those other opinions too. So one of the things I do around this is I try to make my intent known to others. So when I'm talking to leaders, I say, this is what I'm trying to accomplish. This is, we need to improve cross-skilling on this team because we've got this overloaded thing. And actually, honestly, kind of going back to what we talked about earlier this week, they're often telling me, this is a problem that you need to fix. And so when I'm meeting with whoever I report to on the client side, I'm checking in with them and making sure that I'm on the right track, that I'm delivering what they expect me to deliver.
So kind of requesting feedback on that area that you've agreed with them that we are working on, right?
Right. And reporting to them the progress that we're making and checking in to make sure that I'm on the same page with them.
Yeah, and that's actually
that I'm checking in with them, making sure that they agree that I'm making progress on this area.
And that's actually a very good point, because that aspect of collecting feedback is one of the core ideas we are trying to give the teams, right? Whether it's about the product or any improvement. So we, by the example we give, modeling that behavior, we're also teaching how to collect that feedback. So I think that's a great insight. Thank you for sharing that, Joelle.
You're welcome. Thanks, Vasco.
All right, I hope you liked this episode. But before you hit next episode, here's the deal. This podcast is powered by people like you, the members who wanted more than just inspiration. They wanted real tools and real connection to people who are practicing Agile every day. We're talking access to over 700 hours of Agile Gold, CTO level strategy talks, summit keynotes, live workshops, e-courses, deep dive interviews, books, and if you're into no estimates, we got the pioneers of no estimates in those deep dive interviews as well. Agile business intelligence, creating product visions, coaching your product owner courses, you name it. You'll get invites to monthly live Q&As with Agile pioneers and practitioners, plus a private Slack community, which is free of all of that AI slop you see everywhere, and of course, without the flame wars. It's a community of practitioners that want to learn and thrive together. It's the best place to connect with community and learn together. So if this podcast has helped you before, imagine what you will get from this podcast membership. So head on over to scrummastertoolbox.org/membership and join the community that's shaping the future of Agile. And we have so much for you. So check out all the details at scrummastertoolbox.org/membership, because listening is great, it's important, but doing it together, that's next level. I'll see you in the community Slack. We really hope you liked our show. And if you did, why not rate this podcast on Stitcher or iTunes? Share this podcast and let other Scrum Masters know about this valuable resource for their work. Remember that sharing is caring.